Hi there again. Today I thought I'd do another review of one of my other markers in my collection. This one's my VM68. It was originally manufactured in 1993. I'm not sure if you can tell when each one was individually manufactured, but as a general note, they were manufactured in 1993. Now mine's a little bit upgraded, as you can see. Usually they'll just come with a Lone Star type grip and that's it, and you'd stick your tank on the front. Well, mine has a 32 degrees expansion chamber and some custom wood furniture to make it look a little bit like a P90. I'm a big P90 fan and I saw this online and had to buy it. I think I bought it for 125 bucks. So I think I got one heck of a deal on it. At the time it wasn't working. It was just an O-ring inside of here. Or at least I think it was an O-ring inside of there. I can't really remember what I did. At the moment, where the ASA is, it can't take a big tank. It can only take a 7 or 9 ounce. I haven't tried with a 13 cubic inch tank, but I'm not sure because if it has a large fill nipple, it won't be able to get past this bottom of the grip frame. VM68s are really cool. They really they brought a bunch to the table when they first came out. Something about them that I think is really cool is the way that the bolt's set up. So, as you can see, you cock it and you shoot it. But the bolt, there's no safety anywhere that you can see. Well, you actually have to you push the bolt up, and now it won't fire whatsoever. And as you can see, it is cocked and ready to go. But like that, it won't shoot. So it's really cool. Another thing you can do is you can actually put the bolt on both sides. So there's a slot here and a slot here. They actually have it turned out so you'd always turn it clockwise when you're putting the safety in, because this is on the bottom. So that's kind of cool. There are 3 different kinds of VM68s. The PMI-3, which was the very first one. Then the VM68 came out, and then the VM68 Magnum came out. I've read that the VM68 was more the field rental, and the Magnum was the one that like the cool kids had when you went out to buy one. I'm not sure about that. I wasn't around back then. It did come out in 1993. That was the same year I was born, so it's something that puts me a little bit closer to the marker. Mine has a trigger shoe. That's about it. I'm not sure what kind of barrel this is. If you're curious, I just don't know. It came with it. It works well. When I actually swabbed it the other day, I was disgusted. I pulled out, it must have been like, an ounce of motor grease or something. It was gross, but it worked fine and it shot straight, so I guess the motor grease was helping it. Something cool I've done to mine, just to make it a little bit more low profile. Usually you would have a gigantic hopper sticking out the top. Well, I stuck my Q loader that I got off a friend on the side, so it's just a little bit more low profile. Here's a Q pod. It's pretty cool. I really like it. It cuts down on the profile just a bit, but it does add a big weakness. If I ever get hit in this tube and there's balls in there, then you can say hello to Break City, because everything's going to be gross and I won't be able to shoot straight anymore. A little bit about the marker, a little bit more. It's pretty easy to maintain. You just grease it every now and again and it's good to go. One thing I don't like about the VM68s is this giant like feed neck block thing. Cool thing is it has a detent, so you're not going to have many rollouts. It uses like a half of a cut O-ring, and you can see it just barely. Here's the other half, and then there's a nut. The second half sticks down inside the barrel, and it works as like little rubber fingers. It has a little sight right there, but it's not really useful because you can tilt the gun up, and that ball is still in the same spot. So not very useful when it comes to the sight. I just have an old style feed neck going into the tube to the Q loader. There's nothing much I can say about it except this is one of the only guns I've ever used that has actual recoil for a paintball gun. It's pretty cool. It's a lot of fun. It's super loud. Just like any other Sheridan, like I said, the original, the PMI-3, came out as the PMI-3, and then they were bought out by Sheridan. So, or at least I think that's how it went. I'm not really sure, but like all other Sheridan type guns, it's just loud and nasty. Whenever you shoot it, if you're using a CO2, it shoots clouds of smoke out the end. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. I've had people instantly see me from like 100 yards just because I had the giant, smoke cloud coming out the front because I was shooting kind of fast. It'll shoot as fast as you pull the trigger, but it'll also blend as fast as you pull the trigger. So you have to be careful. I'd say limit yourself if you have one. If you're looking to get one, they're a lot of fun. I recently posted on TechPB and I was telling some people about them. They're a lot of fun. They're really loud. They're lots of, you know, definitely a head turner if you have a cool one like mine. A lot of people customize theirs, so they'd have, you know, like a tank here and then a tank on the bottom. I've seen pictures of some with 5 tanks on them. If you don't believe me, just look it up. They'll have one coming out the back, one out the front, one here, and then 2 on the sides, just to have like a big tank contest almost. There's tons of barrels for them, but you're going to be kind of hard pressed to find them unless you go to the right places, just because they're not very common. Lots of fun though. They're really cool. There are a couple conversion kits. They have M16 stocks that are available for some of them. This was custom wood furniture, so you're probably not going to see another one unless you make it yourself, or you see someone that sees this video that makes one for themselves. It's a lot of fun. It fits really well in my hands. I have kind of big hands, so I was kind of worried at first, but it just fits so perfectly in my hands, and it just feels so great. It fits really well in my shoulder. It's got a little bit of a curve to it, as you can see, so it fits right up against my shoulder, and it's a lot of fun to use. But yeah, that's the VM68. I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments or questions, you know, feel free to leave them. If it's about the velocity, I'm not really sure. This one shoots exactly at 280, and it just stays around that area. I'm not really sure, in all honesty, how to change the velocity on these. So if you're going to ask a question like that, I'm not sure. But I'm sure that there's plenty of videos on YouTube and other websites that'll show you how to do it. They're really tough. Forgot to mention this. They're really, really tough. I've seen threads where people have found VM68s that were left in buckets out in the rain, and they thought that bucket was full of trash. They go to empty it, and then they find one rattle out, and even though it's been sitting in that bucket for like 10 years, they'll, you know, clean it up and put it back together, and it'll work again. So these were the Tippmanns before Tippmanns, and mine still works, and that can just show you, you know, how well it is, how well it works. It's 2013, so this gun is 20 years old. So pretty cool if you think about it. Yeah, so that's the VM68. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have a comment, please leave it. I'll try to help you as best I can. I'll tell you all I can about it. So I hope you have a nice day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good one. See you later.